Rusk disagrees with you, and he was the Secretary of State at the time, but that's fine.
The communist nations have exploited the turmoil of a time of transition in an effort to extend communist control into other areas of the world.
Thoughts on Dean Rusk and America's involvement in Vietnam? I know next to nothing about that.
Exactly.
Open-ended immigration takes a considerable toll on the job prospects of younger and less skilled workers, as well as college-educated graduates. Typically, younger workers, those between the ages of 16 and 29, are competing with recent immigrants for similar jobs. Many younger people begin working as waiters, construction workers, or grocery store clerks. These are the types of jobs many illegal immigrants also seek. How can that be, you might ask? After all, as the argument goes, illegal immigrants do jobs Americans will not do. For example, the United States Chamber of Commerce advocates widespread amnesty to enable its members, mostly large corporations, to utilize immigrant labor when U.S. workers are said not to be available. The National Restaurant Association supports amnesty in part because there are too many jobs Americans won't do. The Independent Institute, a libertarian group, has insisted that low-skilled immigrants do jobs that wouldn't exist if the immigrants weren't there to do them. It claims that immigrants aren't substitutes for American labor. They free up American labor to do jobs where it is more productive. The facts demonstrate otherwise. Using the federal government's own statistics, CIS explains that the Census Bureau has identified what it classifies as 472 civilian occupations. Of those occupations, 6 are considered majority immigrant, legal and illegal. Those 6 occupations amount to about 1% of the total workforce. However, jobs that are stereotypically thought to comprise mainly immigrants actually comprise mostly American citizens. Maids and housekeepers are 51% citizen. Taxi drivers are 58% citizen. Butchers are 63% citizen. Landscapers or grounds workers are 64% citizen. Construction workers are 66% citizen. Porters, bellhops, and concierges are 72% citizen. And janitors are 73% citizen. Moreover, 16.5 million citizens have jobs in the 67 occupations composed of a significant percentage of immigrants, 25% or more. In other words, millions of Americans work in jobs that are incorrectly, but widely considered, immigrant type. These high immigrant occupations are mainly lower-wage jobs requiring little formal education. Notably, citizens in high immigrant occupations have a much higher unemployment rate than citizens who work in jobs with a smaller percentage of immigrants. The logical conclusion is that although Americans hold more of the jobs in occupations that have a higher percentage of immigrants, untold numbers of Americans, particularly younger and less skilled, are having more difficulty finding jobs in these occupations, as immigrants are filling a growing percentage of them. As it happens, on April 22, 2015, the Congressional Research Service, CRS, reported to the Senate Judiciary Committee in part that between 1970 and 2013, the estimated foreign-born population in the United States increased from 9,740,000 to 41,348,066 respectively, an increase of 31,608,066 persons, representing a percentage increase of 324.5% over this 43-year period. The reported income of the bottom 90% of tax filers in the United States decreased from an average of $33,621 in 1970 to $30,980 in 2013, for an aggregate decline of $2,641, or a percent decline of 7.9% over this 43-year period. The share of income held by the bottom 90% of the U.S. income distribution declined from 68.5% in 1970 to 53% in 2013, an absolute decline of 15.5 percentage points over this 43-year period. Thus, statist immigration policies centered on endless waves of legal and illegal immigration have contributed significantly to the income deterioration of low-income American earners and the inequality gap between rich and poor, which the statists claim to abhor.